A Wayne County prosecutor in Michigan is determined to prove that cops are not above the law after filing charges against Melvindale police officer Matthew Furman. Furman is facing criminal charges in 3 separate misconduct cases with allegations ranging from excessive force to multiple assaults during traffic stops. Hey, I'm America's attorney. I've been a lawyer for over 24 years. I've helped over 1.2 million people. Let's break down Furman's charges and the circumstances that led to them. Matthew Ferman is a 40-year-old police officer who served with the Melvindale Police Department in Michigan. Now that you know that he's been a cop, you should be assuming, and rightly so, that the prosecutors in his jurisdiction will never seek to charge him with or prosecute him for any crime that he might have committed. Now, lately, our channel is crammed full of stories of cops who are getting away with all manner of crimes that would land normal civilians behind bars. So, stay tuned. Known for his years in law enforcement, Furman's career has now come to a halt after being charged with misconduct and assault in 3 separate cases spanning from 2021 to 2024. He has now been placed on unpaid administrative leave and had his Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards license suspended, effectively removing his authority to serve as a police officer while the cases move forward in criminal court. They also took his guns. Enough about Furman's present. Let's take a look at his past, specifically the 3 incidents that led to Furman's charges. The first incident occurred on July 23, 2021, when Officer Matthew Furman became involved in a police pursuit that began when Van Buren Township officers, along with multiple other agencies, chased a 35-year-old Taylor man who had fled a traffic stop. The pursuit led into Dearborn, where officers disabled the suspect's vehicle. Now, if you read between the lines here, they're saying that they ran him off the road. They wrecked his car. According to prosecutors, the man attempted to then flee on foot, but was quickly tackled by officers and restrained. And while the suspect was being held and placed in handcuffs, it is alleged that Officer Ferman kicked him multiple times in the leg and ankle. For this specific incident, Ferman was charged with misconduct in office, a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison, as well as assault or assault and battery, a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty of 93 days in jail. And then the second incident took place on April 13th, 2024, when Officer Matthew Ferman conducted another traffic stop on a 35-year-old Detroit woman in a school parking lot in Melvindale for expired plates and no insurance. I mean, this is the worst kind of dangerous criminal, right? No proof of insurance, expired tags? Anyways, prosecutors allege that when the woman did not comply with his request for identification, Ferman opened the driver's side door, attempted to forcibly remove her from her own vehicle. When she still did not get out voluntarily, it's alleged that he deployed his department-issued taser, striking her in the left leg. The woman's minor children were in the back seat at the time, and Ferman allegedly ordered them out of the car as well. That's super normal. Medics were called out to treat her injuries, and as a result of this incident, Ferman was charged with misconduct in office, again, felonious assault, which carries a maximum of 4 years in prison, and assault or assault and battery, which again is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail. The final incident Ferman is facing charges for occurred on July 20th, 24. On this day, Ferman stopped a 37-year-old Melvindale man for driving with improper plates. Man, this guy and his license plates. According to the prosecutor, the encounter quickly escalated when Ferman deployed his taser into the man's back during the traffic stop. I wonder if this is the same taser that he used on the woman. He then allegedly kicked the man in the leg and used the taser a second time, again striking him in the back. So in the first instance, he kicked the man. In the second incident, he tased the woman. In the third incident, he learned to combine kicking and tasing. I mean, he's learning new skills. But the confrontation continued as the man was taken into custody with witnesses, including firefighters at the scene, reporting that Ferman grabbed him by the shirt and hair and slammed him against a fire truck. Okay, so that's like a new skill for him. Well, this incident led to charges of, say it with me, misconduct in office, felonious assault, and assault or assault and battery. Wow, I mean, Ferman's getting pretty good at his craft. The charges against Officer Matthew Ferman carry significant legal consequences under Michigan law. Yay! Misconduct in office is a common law felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison and is typically brought against public officials accused of abusing their authority. Felonious assault, also known as assault with a dangerous weapon, is a 4-year felony that in this case centers on the alleged misuse of that taser during traffic stops. Now, assault or assault and battery is a misdemeanor and it carries a maximum sentence of just 93 days in jail and a fine. While each case is being prosecuted separately, the fact that the charges stem from 3 different incidents over several years could allow prosecutors to argue a pattern of conduct which may influence sentencing if Furman is convicted. And what I mean is, each of these crimes happened at different times and in different places, so they're not going to be tried factually in front of the same jury like it all happened in one day. However, once they get a conviction in one, the prosecutor can then wait to have sentencing until the other cases are tried so that they can then go to the judge and say, look, he's been convicted over and over and over, even though they couldn't tell the jury about the separate incidences. The combination of felony and misdemeanor counts means that if found guilty on all charges, he could face years in prison and the permanent loss of his law enforcement certification and a permanent criminal record. Now, as I mentioned earlier, following the filing of charges, the Melvindale Police Department placed Officer Matthew Ferman on unpaid administrative leave and suspended his Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards license. So if this were like a TV show or a movie, this would be the scene where they basically just like rip off his police badge from his shirt.
You won't be needing this anymore.
Now, Prosecutor Kimworthy emphasized that while most officers serve honorably, the allegation against Furman undermined public trust and demand accountability. The department has not released detailed public statements beyond confirming Furman's suspension, but the charges have already drawn significant attention to the agency and its oversight practices. And I typically don't spend a lot of time on this channel praising prosecutors because we tend to focus on the things that they do wrong, but I love Worthy's approach to the situation. It undermines the integrity of the role of law enforcement in our society if we cannot trust that those who supervise law enforcement will not hold them accountable for their misdeeds. I think there are a lot of prosecutors who think that they should hold rank with police officers, and that erodes public trust in those officers. I'm all for getting rid of special treatment and qualified immunity and letting officers operate under the same laws that govern the rest of us. From here, Officer Matthew Furman's case will move through the pretrial process, beginning with probable cause conferences and preliminary examinations to determine whether there is enough evidence to proceed to trial on each of the charges, meaning, like, do they still have the videotapes? If the cases advance, prosecutors and defense attorneys may engage in plea negotiations, which could result in a reduced charge or an agreed upon sentence in exchange for a guilty or no contest plea. If no agreement is reached, the cases will head to trial, where witnesses, including the alleged victims, other officers, and medical personnel, are expected to testify. Oh, who am I kidding? This dude is gonna reach a plea agreement as soon as his attorneys can do so. Everything that happened has been caught on the body cam. His own supervisors turned him in. He is going down. What are your thoughts on Furman's charges? Do you believe he's going to take a plea deal? Drop your pro se opinion down below and let me know what you're thinking. And don't forget, while you're down there, to lawyer up with me, America's attorney, by tapping that subscribe button. Because I'll be back soon with more legal breakdowns. I don't want you to miss them, and I'll see you then. And had his Michigan Commission on Law 35-year-old Taylor man who had fled. The final incident